Hey, Master Manifestors. I am Tony Lynn, and this is the Quantum Manifestation 2.0 training. Are you ready? I hope you're ready. We're going to go through quite a few things here. But before we do, I want to let you know what the lay of the land is so you can predict what's going to happen in this journey and make sure you pay attention to certain things that are going to be really important along the way, okay? Then you can just watch it one time and not 30 times. But you can watch it as many times as you want. I don't really care. Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you a story about how I uncovered the techniques that you're going to learn today. Now, my story and my process took a really long time. It took years. And you don't have to go through that. You get to shorten it into 6 simple steps. But guess what? It's not even really 6 steps. It's actually 1 step, or really a state of mind that is manifesting. And we're going to break it down so that it's really clear to you what it is and how to do it. And I'm also going to give you some insight into the reasons that people's manifestation practice can get kind of sticky. And we'll go into that in the second part of the video. Now, before we conclude it, I am also going to give you guys a special bonus 7th step. Now, this was the key piece for me of really being able to master my inner world so that I could be energetically aligned with manifesting the things that I desired. Because as you'll find out in the steps, that is critical. And a lot of times, even if the steps are perfectly effective to get you where you want to go, it is that state of energy that really allows it to happen with ease and delight. So I hope you're ready. Let's dive in. I told you before I was going to tell you a little story, and this is going to help you because it will demonstrate how you can use a similar process to get your kind of strength training with manifestation. I like to think of it as like, I mean, this is a kind of horrible example in a sense, but if you were in a car accident and it hurts your ability to walk, you were injured and you were unable to walk anymore, right? But you could walk, you just needed rehabilitation. This is almost like rehabilitation for your manifestation practice because you already do manifest. You manifest every single thing in your life. You manifested this experience right now. For some reason, you decided you're calling this into your life. So here is how it started for me. When I first started trying to manifest things, I was really skeptical. I was raised by an accountant and a nuclear engineer, and I was not raised in a world where your mind had the ability to control aspects of reality. I was raised in a world where life wasn't fair and you just had to get what you get and you don't get upset. How many of us have had our parents say that? I thought that was just like so uncool, and I didn't buy into it, but I didn't have any other point of reference until I was much older. And so in fact, I didn't really start even thinking or hearing about manifestation until I was in my early 20s, like 19 or 20. It took me a little while of kind of learning about it to overcome my skepticism. And then, I decided, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter whether I believe in this or not. I'm just going to experiment. I'm going to be a scientist about this. And so if you have some of that energy, just accept it, accept that part of your mind that has doubt and just say, okay, cool. You could be right. Let's just experiment with this. Let's let go of knowing for a little while so we can open up to new experiences. So once I had that attitude, things really changed for me. And I started practicing a lot of different types of manifestation techniques and alignment and meditation and different elements of spiritual practice that were becoming a regular part of my life. Now, when I really, really started to make an intentional act out of manifesting, I realized that I was going way too big. And I was trying to manifest, dream lovers and manifest, $1 million and these things that they were surely within reach. It's just that I didn't have any frame of reference for those things working. I had no evidence. And so my mind was working against myself. My consciousness was split in terms of what it was creating. So I decided, let me just pull back here. Let me actually start with something really small. And so at that time, I hadn't seen rainbows in a really long time. And it was something that always made me happy when I saw it, but it wasn't something that I had any like emotions or baggage, certainly no desperation or fear around the way that we sometimes do with money or with career or with even relationships. So it was a nice, easy starting point to work on my manifestation practice. Now, I began focusing on rainbows, and I would start seeing rainbows in odd places or odd versions of rainbows. So some of the ways that rainbows showed up in my life, for example, are I saw a rainbow sticker and I was like, okay. And then I remember seeing this motorcycle parked outside of a restaurant, and it just, something was so like attractive about it to me. It was very shiny. And I went and looked at it, and the closer I got, I realized that there was this rainbow finish, glittery finish on the paint job. And when you looked at it, it produced a perfect rainbow. Just looking at it, perfect rainbow. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It's still not exactly the rainbow that I had in mind. I saw rainbows in people's sprinklers, and I was like, And then the thing that kind of really made my heart flutter a little bit was when I woke up from a nap in the middle of the day, and I saw this beam of light had come through the window and landed on my hand. And it came through the window in just the most perfect angle to hit a little bevel in the window and produce a rainbow through a prism that was cast on my hand. And it was so just beautiful. Like, it was just a delightful little moment. I was like, oh, a rainbow, how amazing, you know? So at that point, I was starting to get more excited and aligned with this receptivity to rainbows. But again, I still hadn't seen that one vision of a rainbow I was waiting for. And I just kind of let it be. I just enjoyed my process. My boyfriend at the time thought I was crazy, but it's okay, you know? So speaking of the boyfriend, we went on a car ride through this mountainous highway. We were going out into the country and going out for a little day trip. And we were driving through these mountains, and there were like valleys and mountains and, you know, normal nature scenes, lakes and things like that. And just as we're passing through this kind of like mountain cove sort of thing, we pass this big, beautiful lake, and I look up and I see the most majestic and complete rainbow I have ever seen in my entire life. So naturally, I yell at my boyfriend to pull over the car. I'm like, pull over, we have to go look at the rainbow. And he's like, okay. So we pulled over in one of those emergency turnaround lanes on the highway you're not supposed to use, but yay, urgent times, right? So we pulled up towards the lake, and I got out of the car and I walked out to the lake, and there was this dock that went all the way out right into the middle of the lake. And I went and I stood at the very end of that dock, and I just looked up and took in this incredibly vibrant, beautiful, beautiful rainbow. And I just said, oh, wow, thank you. And from that moment on, I knew that I was being heard by the universe, and that opened up everything that happened afterwards. Since that time, I have manifested so many incredible things. I've manifested lots of money and opportunities and beautiful relationships and connections. Even the community, the Dreamers, Visionaries, and Manifestors community on Facebook that I'm a co-founder of, which now has 227,000 members at the time of this video, that came through manifestation. I actually had no connection to the community before 2 years ago, and I had decided and chosen and, you know, declared to the universe that I wanted to change my life, and this group came into it. So I'm going to tell you the 6 steps that will get you from where you are to manifesting exactly what you desire, exactly what you desire. And I'll also get you on the bonus 7th step for those of you who happen to be lucky enough to access it. There will be an opportunity to use this top secret technique that is not included in this video because it needs to be done in real time with your specific manifestation. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but let me go through the 6 steps. So the very first step that you need to do is start small. And what I mean by that is choose something that makes you feel good, that you are happy when you see it or receive it, but that you don't have any strong feelings attached to it. Now, in my case, I chose rainbows because I wasn't desperate for rainbows. I didn't need a rainbow to survive. I didn't need a rainbow to make me feel any which way about my identity or, my worth in the world. I just like rainbows. They're just nice, So we all have things like that. And so you go ahead and you just decide what that thing is. What that's going to allow you to do is it's kind of like training wheels. Remember that example I gave you of rehabilitation? It's kind of like having a little bit of a walker that will help you get the strength so that when you are manifesting things that you do have some more feelings about, you'll be able to navigate that much more easily with the trust that you can do it. So first step, choose something small. The second step is notice when that thing shows up in your life in unexpected ways. Now, for me, this was the rainbow sticker. This was the rainbow that came through the window and landed on my hand. And it wasn't until I saw that big, gigantic rainbow that I was like, okay, wow, solid, this actually is working. And by the way, that wasn't the only rainbow I saw. Within a 3-week period after that, I saw multiple rainbows, including a giant double rainbow that stopped traffic. It was so majestic. So that was really incredible. The third thing that you are going to do anytime you see some version of what you're trying to manifest, because it's almost like the universe is learning your language. Now, you have been manifesting this whole time and it hears you in a certain way, but you are now going to be making intentional requests to receive. And so it takes a little bit of there's a little bit of translation that needs to come into play. So every time that you do see one of these odd versions, you want to reinforce it with acknowledgement. And you're going to just say, hey, thank you for this rainbow. Essentially, you give that feeling of acknowledgement and thanks. And that brings us to the 4th step, which is that when you see something that isn't quite what you intended to manifest, you want to provide some clarity. So you're going to say, yes, thank you for this rainbow sticker, rainbow earring, rainbow on my hand. And it's incredible. And I like the feeling. And what I'm looking for is that kind of like bigger. Yeah, exactly like this, but bigger, right? And that really helps. It's very clear direction rather than just like saying no. Because if you just say, oh, that wasn't it, then 2 things are happening. For one, you're shutting off your conscious connection to the universe, and you're also de-requesting, right? You're saying, no, I don't want this thing while it's trying to fulfill your request. The 5th thing that you're going to do is you're going to always be grateful, right? Always give thanks when you do receive the thing that you requested. And finally, you want to give yourself time in the manifesting process. For me, like I said, it took several weeks before I had the full fulfillment of my manifestation request. And so be patient and enjoy the journey. Because the truth is that, the universe's love language is surprises. And that is why there's that saying, man makes plans and God laughs. Because we have this idea, you'll have this idea perhaps of what you want. And if it doesn't come through the way that you want, then, there's all these feelings around it. But when you're working with manifestation, it's like having a surprise party, right? you know you've got like a special event coming up, and you sense that there's going to be a really cool thing happening, that there's going to be a party, but you're not involved with the party planning. You're not picking out the balloons. You're not picking out the decor. You're not even choosing the invite list, all right? The universe is planning a surprise party for you, and you are going to receive what you're manifesting in a way that delights you and is surprising. It's not going to be like you go to the drive-through window, you ask for something, and then you get it. That is not how this works. And honestly, why would you want it to be like that? That is not fun. That's not delightful. That's not something that makes you feel magical, right? So you are going to find that it does take a little bit of time, and it may take very little bit of time, or it may take a little bit longer. So just make sure that you do bring patience, gratitude, clear communication, appreciation, acknowledgement, and start small. Those are the things. Once you've mastered this process a couple times, you can go through the same process again with other things. So you might be manifesting, let's say, for example, money. Everyone always wants to manifest money. So when you are manifesting money, or a specific amount, let's say you're trying to manifest, let's say $10,000, right? Every time that you find a penny or a dime, you pick it up and you say thankful. You say thank you, you receive it. And then you might find you get those weird like checks for $6 in the mail from like, weird settlements that you never even knew about. I don't know about you guys. I receive things like that all the time. It's just they're always coming in the mail. And as it grows, you just keep on being like, wow, thank you for the expected and unexpected money that I'm receiving, universe. I'm really like excited to see how you fulfill the big one, and you will be shocked and amazed by what can happen. Now, here are some kind of like, I guess not warnings, but as we've talked about this, I've also mentioned many times that you're already a master manifester, right? Yes, because you are. Now, here is the part where we become where it gets kind of like sticky, right? And you get to see, there's a little bit of like, as you step into this power, you will also realize, holy crap, I have been really powerfully manifesting things that I do not want in my life. And it will hit you. It will hit you at a certain point while you're enjoying your rainbows and your butterflies and your small sums of money that keep getting bigger and bigger. You will recognize, oh my gosh, I have straight up been manifesting the difficult relationships, the struggles in my work, the car problems, and wow. So I want to give you some advice about that and give you an opportunity to clear some of that stuff out of the way and get a technique that is really going to help you to embody safety and handle the other processes in your mind that may be sending signals to the universe that you do not want fulfilled, okay? So for those of you who are here now, go ahead, and there is another link that you can click, hopefully still there, I'm not sure, but hopefully still there, so that you can schedule a 20-minute call with me to use the 7th step in this process, which is where you're going to anchor the powerful state of mind and body that allows you to be in a state of safety and joy no matter what is happening in your life, so that you can fulfill these manifestations with ease and also handle anything that comes up around your life or the circumstances of your life, to really understand that everything is happening for you, that the universe, like I said, is planning a surprise party for you. And yeah, there might be times when you're like, oh no, this stinks. And this will be really helpful for navigating those times. Because, the reality is that it's kind of like this, we have this safety mechanism, right? When we know things, we feel safe. And the thing that knocks people off of their manifestation practice and kind of brings them back to the very beginning again, or has them being cynical about it again, is that they want to feel safe. And it's kind of a catch-22 When you believe negative things are going to happen in your life, or you believe nothing particularly special is going to happen in your life, you confirm that is true, and it gives you a sense of safety. But it also is what you don't want. So when the very thing that you're right about is the thing that you don't want, it really creates a troubling situation for your mind and the survival mechanisms that you have, and all of that stuff is interacting with your consciousness and the universe and those mysterious mechanisms we talked about that generate your reality. So if you say, I know this isn't going to work, or I know that I'm going to get a flat tire, or I know that this is just going to be kind of a normal thing, and maybe I'll get excited for a day or two, but it's not really real. Well, you're just going to get exactly what you want. So way to go on being a powerful manifester. Now you get to decide how you want to deal with it, how you want to be about it, how bold you want to get. And if you're going big, and if you're trying to create really incredible impact in the world, if you're trying to manifest big things, if you're trying to manifest especially influence or a career or a business, then definitely grab one of those links below so that you can get that 7th step and really have it work for you. So I hope you all found this helpful. For me at this point, and just so you know, I don't go through 6 steps anymore. I just do 1 step. I've embodied what it is to be in manifesting energy, and I know it so well that I don't even really know what the 6 steps are anymore. It's all 1 step, and you will get there too. So keep an open mind, have a lot of fun, and keep your eyes peeled for more really awesome opportunities to help you deepen and broaden your spiritual practice and open you up to the mysteries of life in the universe that we are all part of sharing with each other. You all have a beautiful day, and I will see you around. Bye-bye.